Do you hear that? I don't either. It's probably nothing. I bet it's nothing. I should probably go check. Well, if that isn't a good look at anxiety, I don't know what is. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Monday, and look who's here. This chick. I've been a little bit on hiatus after a pretty rough month, but here I am back at it, bringing you hopefully I don't know, a good show that inspires you and helps you go on to more amazing things. So it's Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll. I just want to say that those of you who have bought my coffee mug from Forever Above Me and have posted photos and tagged me in them, it makes my heart so happy to see that you guys are enjoying, you know, just the ridiculousness of me and what I'm putting out there, and that it's inspiring you so much that you want to carry around something like a coffee cup with, you know, my name on it. I appreciate that, and I want you to know how much I love you for it. So I said last week I posted a little teaser saying that I was going to be back at the beginning of November with my videos again, so here I am bringing you an all new Monday Coffee with the Doll, yeah. And I kind of said that it had been a really difficult month that took me off guard, and it really just screwed up my whole groove for the most part. You know, have you ever had that happen where you have a bad day, something's off, something's thrown off your schedule, or you know, the timeline that you keep every day, and it just turns into a really bad day, and you're like, if I just go to bed, I can wake up and I'll have a new day, and then I get to start fresh. I just can't do it anymore today. But then when you wake up the next day, it's the same type of day, and then all of a sudden that turns into a really bad week, which sometimes turns into a really bad month. And that's basically what happened to me. Is at the end of September, I got really sick. Our entire family got sick, and it just escalated from one thing into the next, and I have a lot of cleaning anxieties. So when I'm sick and I can't do my daily routine and my daily cleaning chores, I just get really anxious and really uncomfortable. It's probably my least favorite anxiety. I hate it, it drives me crazy, but I cannot relax until I do all my cleaning chores, and then I'm good. It's like this terrible OCD ritual. It's the same thing from start to finish, and at the very end I have incense and candles lit, and I'm good. And I can focus on other things. So when I get sick and I can't do that, it really throws me off. And I tell myself, you know, you're sick, you don't feel good, you can do it all as soon as you feel good, and then it'll be fine. You're just gonna have to suck it up. It's gonna be a rough couple of days. And a rough couple of days turned into more than a rough couple of days, and my depression got the best of me, and it turned into a really hard month. October was a really hard month. I struggled with a lot of different depression moods, and a lot of mood swings, a lot of just overwhelming emotions. You know, I get into these fits where I just question everything about myself, and I question my path in life and what I'm doing, and if I'm doing things the right way, and if I should be doing better, and what is my point, what is my reason for existing. I get into these big fits where everything just becomes overwhelming, and I can't handle things, and I just kind of pull myself back for a while, and this time lasted longer than it should have, you know. And it's one of those things that when you struggle with depression, it's really easy for bad days to turn into bad months, and it's also really easy to make yourself feel really bad and be really hard on yourself for it, and you know, maybe hold yourself accountable a little too hard. And I definitely did that, and I had to take a moment to kind of step back and look at what I was doing, and look at what my relationships with people were like, and where the negatives are coming from, where the positives are coming from, and kind of adjust. And I think we're really hard on ourselves. I think that we kind of all try to hold ourselves to these standards, especially because of our interactions on social media. You know, we all strive, even if you're not somebody that's like me, that's like a blogger, that, you know, my job is to create content. But if you really think about it, we all spend a lot of time creating content for our social media friends and our social media lives and what we want that to look like. And I think that, you know, a lot of us probably put too many unrealistic pressures on ourselves to try and have an image or a lifestyle or, you know, live up to these standards that just may not be fitting for us and may not be healthy for our minds and our mental state. And I think that it can be a big hit. So sometimes I think you need to step away from social media and really reflect on the real things, the real energies, and see what positive direction that can take you. And that's what I did. I pulled from, you know, sources that I love and trust and are the most positive energies that I have, you know, my best friends and my family and things like that. And, you know, I just kind of took a couple weeks and stepped aside and started reevaluating and made some adjustments. And that's sometimes what you need to do, and you shouldn't feel guilty or feel bad for taking the time to make those adjustments, because honestly, you know, we weren't created to just constantly feed into social media, but we do. And I think you have to remove that almost false reality so you can really focus on real reality, and it'll do you good, you know? That's my point. Unplugging will do the body good. I'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors, Forever Above Me Clothing. Forever Above Me, the place where you get to be inspired and rep those who inspire you. Yes, you do, Forever Above Me Clothing. You can find a link for it down below. They make these awesome coffee cups. You can get them. They have my name on them. Yes, they do. And they really hold coffee really good, so. Alright, so since I've been going through a lot of depression and anxiety issues over the past month, and that's one of the biggest things that we talk about here on my channel because it's a really big deal and we all have our issues with it, I've been talking about openly some of the supplements that I take daily that help me with my anxiety and my depression. And after I had posted a review and kind of my personal, you know, outcome using a new anxiety supplement, I've had a lot of people asking me more about the things that I do and the things that I take, and they're kind of sharing the things that they go through with me, and I'm sharing what I go through and kind of how we all deal with it. And you know, talking about some of the things that I do, a lot of people are like, well, what is that? Or I've never heard of that. Or and then I'm also getting some people who are saying, I know exactly what that is, I take it, it's the only thing that's ever helped me. So I thought that kind of sitting down and doing a video with you guys, talking to you about the things that I do to take action against my anxiety and my depression daily would be a positive share, I guess, with everybody. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that the products that I'm sharing with you are personal products that I take. I don't endorse them. I don't get them from anybody other than the one that I'm going to disclose when I talk about it. But other than that, these are just products that I go to my local shop and buy, and I've personally looked into, I've done my research on them, and it's something that I take. Now, with saying that, I definitely think that each person needs to be really careful with what they put into their body, and that you need to do your own research. You need to talk to your doctors about it if you are already taking actual prescription you know, medications for things like depression, anxiety. It's always good to talk to your doctor if you have one. I personally don't. I don't have a doctor. I don't have any of that. And I'm no longer on prescription anxiety and depression meds. I was for a little while. They, you know, I would say there was a slight difference, but definitely not a difference that gave me a good overall outcome. And then when I moved to Texas and I lost my primary doctor, and I quit my job and I don't have insurance, it's just not something that I ever, you know, looked back into. It's a really hard thing for me personally to go seek out doctors and talk to them about my issues that I'm having and what I need to do. It's one of those things that I really struggle with finding somewhere that I feel comfortable and I feel safe. And I know a lot of other people struggle with that. So as far as prescription medication through a therapist or a doctor, that's not something that I have found yet. I haven't found my solution in that area. I'm still working towards it, but the things that I can do, you know, I take really serious and I work on it daily. So what I'm going to share with you guys are a few things that I take daily to help aid in my depression and anxiety daily issues, like tiny things to big things. This is something that I've been doing all together now for a little less than a month as a whole, but the other two things that I take I've been doing for over a year now, and it's something that I think has helped me grow leaps and bounds in dealing with things, and I think it helps me a lot. So the first thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is the easiest, and it is fish oil. I picked these up at Walgreens. You can get them at health food stores. You can get them at pharmacies. You can get them online. I just use Spring Valley fish oil. It's 1,200 milligrams, and it's, let's see, it's got 360 milligrams of omega-3. I started taking fish oil after I was struggling with a lot of really random anxiety attacks, just super like nervous, high-strung, uncomfortable anxiety attacks. And a girl who I made friends with on Snapchat told me that when she was out of the country at one point and couldn't get her medication refilled, she took fish oil and it helped her get control of some of the anxiety issues she was having until she could get back home and get her prescription filled. And when she, you know, that's something she does daily now because it aids. And I started doing it, and I definitely would have to say that the smaller anxious things that I suffer with sometimes can feel less overwhelming. Like I feel like I can get over them quicker, maybe like get control of them better. I don't know. This is something that I've been taking, and a lot of other people have contacted me after I talked about it and said that they take it and it helps them too. So fish oil for anxiety is something you should look into and try. Secondly, I think is probably the most helpful, and this is something I started taking a little over, I think it's been, I don't know, over a year, 2 years now that I started taking this daily, and it's something that I came across after researching CBD and hemp and how it aids in depression and anxiety. And I came across another herbal supplement that aids in anxiety and depression that a lot of people have started taking and are finding really good benefits from it. So what it is kratom. Kratom is a part of the opiate family, but it is not, it's not drugs. It's just a natural herb. You can see it says whole herbs on mine. It's a non-GMO, all natural organic product that you can pick up at local smoke shops. You can get it online, and there's a lot of different strains of it. My favorite strain is the Mang Da, and that's the one that I take daily. And then sometimes I swap it out for the White Vein Borneo, because you can't take the same thing every single day. Your body gets used to it when it's stuff like this, so every once in a while I swap it out. This is a white strain. One can be a little bit stronger than the other. Kratom is really good for helping with things like pain management. I have IBS and I have scoliosis, a smidge. I stopped going to see the doctor about it when they said that they wanted to put me in physical therapy, but basically the bottom of my spine kind of looks like a question mark, and so I struggle with a lot of of back pain. And then I struggle with migraines, and I used to take a ton of Excedrin to get rid of my headaches, which messed up my IBS. So I was just basically just screwing myself in the worst ways possible, and it didn't do anything positive. So since I started taking Kratom, if I have those types of pains, I cut back on my Excedrin intake. I take Excedrin maybe once or twice a month now if I'm having a really bad migraine, but Kratom can help with that. The only bad side effect of it is that it made me really nauseous when I first started taking it. If I would take it in the daytime, I couldn't take it the next day. If I took it several days in a row, I would end up throwing up. So what I started doing was I started microdosing and just taking a little bit each day, and now I can take a dosage that fits my body weight and what works for me, and I feel fine. So it's things that you need to, Kratom is one of those things that you need to research. You need to look into it and see which strain works best for you. My favorite is the Mang Da. It's a green strain. I love it for if I have to go somewhere. It's great to help with real high-strung anxiety. It helps me with my social anxiety. I do not leave the house without taking it, so I definitely recommend looking into that. It's probably had the biggest daily effect. Like, it's one of those things that you can feel, and I feel like I'm really making an effort, and I'm in touch with myself mentally. I can focus, I can get control of my anxieties. If I start to panic, I can kind of just really be active in my own life when I take Kratom. And being active in my own life without the constant fears and pressures and just overwhelming suffocations that I can get from my depression, it really hinders my life in a negative way, and Kratom has helped with that. So definitely look into that. But again, do your research, look into it before you put it into your own body. These are just things that I use. So the third thing is the newest thing that I started taking, and I've been taking it now for several weeks. And initially this was a product that I agreed to test for a company that I had collaborated with, but I had such a positive outcome. I definitely will be a consumer now. I will be one of their buyers. Now, when I first started taking this, I didn't really have a huge, expectation, because it's a supplement. When you put things like that into your body, it takes some time to build up before you see a result. But when I added this to the fish oil and the Kratom and the other CBD products, this seemed to have a really positive effect. I was having a lot of really bad days in a row with a lot of mood swings. My mood swings are out of control. So when I started taking this, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed, was my mood swings and sleep. So this is Omax. It's Phytomax Stress Remedy. It's to help calm, relax, and relieve. It's their hemp blend. It's got an endocannabinoid support with full spectrum phytocannabinoids, omega-3, and it provides anti-inflammatory response. It helps with sleeping, it helps with calming the mind and the body. You take 2 a day, and it's just one of those things. It's packed full of really good things for you, alongside all the positive effects that things like hemp products and CBD products can have for you. The sweet baby Jesus gave us all of these magical things to aid and help us through our life, and I'm gonna take advantage of those things. I'm gonna take advantage of those things if they help me. But those are a few of the things that help me with my daily anxiety and depression issues. Those are just all natural products that I've been taking. I still haven't found a happy medium on actual prescription medication. And as of right now, I feel like I'm doing really good managing everything, that I'm not actively looking for a doctor. So I think that I'm really headed in the positive spectrum for myself. Each person is different. Each person's body is gonna react to things differently. You need different things. And I think the most important thing is that you really pinpoint things that bother you, things like your triggers, things that you think are your most negative and your most, you know, the least negative of the side effects that you go through and the emotional things that you go through with your anxiety and depression. And if you can start kind of pinpointing what those things are, you can kind of start catering to how you need to aid them and how you need to fix them. And I think that I'm doing really good managing those. So I wanted to share with you guys the things that I've been doing to aid me in those areas, and I know that a lot of you guys struggle with the same thing, so naturally, how can I not share with you guys all of the things that help me, because I want you guys to be as happy and healthy as possible. So I think that's going to be it for this show. I think I've talked about enough things that you guys can chew on for a while. So that basically just leaves us with our Monday Coffee Kisser of the Week. So this week I'm wearing Okalan, I think is what it's called. I still can't do the beauty blogger hand thing. There it is. So I don't know if you guys have seen these, but they're the super cute lipsticks that look like wine bottles. I remember seeing them all over Facebook, all over everything, and I was like, it was one of those things that you wanted to try because it's so freaking cute, but you're like, man, it's probably cheap and it probably sucks. Especially because they are cheap. They're like $5. But it's Okalan Wine Tint, Light Lasting Brilliant Lip Tint. And I have shade Shanaz Red. And it's really nice. It's a super smooth, it goes on, come on, get it together. It goes on really smooth and light. It's not heavy, it's not drying. It's a really comfortable lip color. I mean, it dries down really comfy, but it lasts forever. It's super bright. It kind of blew my mind the first time I used it because, like I said, it's one of those novelty things that you're like, it's really cute, but it's probably not very good quality. Well, this is definitely really good quality. But I love it. I need to get more colors. I'd like to get some different ranges, some pinks and some nudes. But I got mine on the Hush app. It was one of the first things I bought, and it's so far been one of my favorite things. But that is it for this week. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for tuning in. Remember, all of your interaction on my channel definitely matters and definitely helps with the growth and helping me reach more beautiful lives to talk to about serious topics and maybe helping them through it. So remember to give this video a thumbs up and give it a share, and remember to subscribe to my channel and ding that little notification bell so you don't miss out on new uploads and get to see them before I even share them across my pages. So that's gonna be it for this week. I really love you guys, and I love that you come and spend time here with me. So until next time, remember that these are the days that fill your week. Make them as amazing as you are. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye!